Hi, welcome. If you are watching this video live, or if you're watching at the replay, we welcome you, especially if you're a winery that is looking to generate more sales, get more loyal customers in this digital era. I'm going to show you some of the things that really can help you think about incorporating digital marketing in your strategy. So thank you for being here, for watching this. It's going to be a value-packed video, live session. It's going to be also recorded for the podcast. It's going to be the first episode of many, sharing tips on wine marketing and how you can incorporate digital tools in your marketing to reach more people, especially millennials. And just to give you a little bit of background about me, my name is Christian Ventura, and I got interested in the wine industry report from Silicon Valley Bank at the beginning of this year, and especially where it said that millennials are not consuming wine as expected. So that really intrigued me, and I went out to do some research and really found out that wineries in general are not connecting with millennials where they are. So I moved to Austin, Texas a few months ago. One of the reasons was to be closer to the Texas wine industry. And I really want to learn more about the wine industry and how can I help introduce these various tools that are being underutilized by wineries in general. So this is one of the first videos that I'm gonna be making to show how you can use these various tools. So let's just start right away. A little bit talking about a little bit about why we have to use digital marketing in this time and day. So I'm gonna share my screen real quick here for my presentation. And okay, I think you are seeing it right there. Perfect. So this is one of the quotes that the report was citing. And here you can see if the screen pops up. The screen comes up in a little bit. All right. Okay, here it comes. So this is one of the things that the report stated. The reality is that nobody has the formula for selling wine to a consumer who has never tasted or heard of your brand. The solutions will evolve with new and transformed service providers and consultants, and with wineries that experiment and fail quickly, using different techniques. It says here, print, digital, phone, to connect with remote consumers. So that's one of the big challenges, right? How do you get somebody that has not heard about your wine brand, has not visited your tasting room? How do you get them to connect with your brand? So that's what we're going to talk about today. What is digital marketing? How can a winery use digital marketing to get more customers? What are the benefits of digital marketing and the strategies that you can use to get more wine sales and loyal customers, and how you can start today? So yes, you can start today, and we'll show you how you can do it. So what is digital marketing? When you get down to it, it's simply marketing. It's the way that today's businesses present or get their message across to their prospects and customers, and especially using tools and platforms to reach the consumer where they are, and that it's online. And the stats shows it that a lot of people, especially young consumers, use their phone and are connected. And one stat shows that people check their phones 200 times a day. So the question is my wine brand, is my winery there on one of those 200 times that people check their phones? That's a good question, huh? So how can your winery use digital marketing? Well, this is the wine consumer's journey that was depicted by one of the companies that services wineries in this space. And as you can see, it's pretty much linear, the path that it's shown here, right? From awareness, from consideration to purchase. But isn't it a little bit complicated to actually be present in all of these digital touch points? Let's say, for example, you're a family-owned winery and you don't have all the resources to be creating content in social media, email, on websites, and then furthermore, getting to magazines, connecting with winery experts, all of this public relationship. How can you really take advantage of the digital tools that are today without having to spend so much time and money, especially because these things can get pretty expensive when you talk about public relationships, billboards, sommeliers, and stuff like that. So even though this is true, this is the customer journey, how can we really implement digital marketing without spending a lot of money or a lot of time? Well, there is something called a sales funnel, right? And you may have seen it on different websites. Basically, you take people and you put them through the marketing wide part of the funnel, and then they're going to be narrowing down to the sales process, and ultimately you get a customer. But the problem with the sales funnel, though, is that customers is an afterthought of the process, and then there is no natural way for a customer to help you create more customers. Because in reality, when you check and you think about the way that your wine brand is getting across other people, isn't it by loyal customers that really like your wine, enjoy it, they love the service they receive by your service staff, by your tasting room staff? So how can we concentrate of creating more loyal customers that will help us really get our brand across to their family, their friends, coworkers? So there's a simpler approach to it, and I'm going to take this from a company called HubSpot. They came up with this concept 2018, and it's called the Flywheel. So a flywheel, as you can see on this slide right here, it rotates and it stores and releases energy in a much more efficient way than most of the dynamics of a funnel, for example. And here, if we take the customers and put them at the center of all our efforts to attract strangers and convert them to prospects when we engage with them, and then if we delight them in the way we service them, the way we deliver the products, the way we treat them, the way we communicate with them, then from customers they become promoters and they help us create more customers. And the more force, the more effort we put in one of these approaches, it's going to create more customers for us at the end. So let's talk a little bit about concentrating in attracting new customers. One way we can do it, and it's possibly is the best way, is providing value before we extract value. That's right. We have to give to our customers something that is so valuable to them that they feel attracted to us, to our brand, to our winery. And then when we get to the engaged stage, we have to make it easier for them to communicate with us, purchase, meet them at the platforms that they are, communicate with them on the channels that they are living. And when we get to the delight stage of a customer, here the customer satisfaction is your success, meaning that if they feel loved, if they feel well treated, if they feel special, they will become promoters of your brand, and they will in turn create more customers. So we can define digital marketing in these three processes: attracting customers, engaging with them, and delighting them with our service. And now, what are the benefits of digital marketing? When we look at the benefits versus traditional marketing, we can see at least three major benefits. There's a lower cost in digital marketing versus traditional marketing. There's also a second benefit is the detailed targeting options, and we're going to see some of them in a few moments. And also the high detail and reporting that you receive from these marketing efforts allow you to make better decisions. So let's talk about cost. This graphic by Seriously Simple Marketing shows the difference in reaching 2,000 people doing it the traditional way or the digital way. As you can see, getting it to a radio broadcast, publishing something in the newspaper, in a magazine, using direct mail, it almost costs you $2,000 to reach 2,000 persons with those traditional efforts. But when you go to digital, you could have the same reach or even a higher impact with the same reach for only $125. So as you can see, digital allows you to do more with less resources. That's one of the keys here. Now, let's talk about targeting. Targeting is one of the most amazing things that, or one of the most amazing tools, rather, than digital marketing can provide. Almost all platforms that you can use to advertise your brand provide some kind of targeting. So let's see some of the options that Facebook, for example, allows you to use for targeting. I'm going to show you real quick here a graphic from a company called WordStream, and they illustrated all the targeting options that you can have on Facebook alone, and some of them or most of them translate also to Instagram. So let us see them here real quick. Okay, all right. Okay, here it is. So when we talk about Facebook targeting, this is in relation to advertising, right? To Facebook ads, the targeting options that you can have here. So one of the options or the categories of options that you can use to target people with your message, with your brand, with a video of your winery or the process of making wine, labeling, harvest that is going on in these weeks. Imagine if you could target people in a location. Well, you can do it with Facebook and Instagram and with other platforms as well. So you could target people that are close to your winery, let's say 3, 5, 10 miles from your winery. Imagine sending them a message to visit you and targeting people that are traveling or have been recently in a location near to your winery. That's something that not a lot of people really understand. But if you put a billboard on a highway, just a few people are going to really see it and get the information that the billboard is showing. But imagine if you could target somebody on their phones and they are close to your winery, and you can get them to visit you, and you can do that for 2-3 cents per person that sees your ad. Isn't that amazing? Some of the other options that we have here are age, language. One of the most important here that I have found is work. You could actually target people based on their employers. Let's say, for example, you do a promotion for people that work at HEB or Trader Joe's, and you want to offer them a coupon or an incentive to come and visit you. You could do that with Facebook ads and with Instagram as well. So that's something so powerful here. Some of the other options are education, if they are parents, if they have their anniversary coming up soon, their birthday, if they have a new job, even political affiliation. It's also one of the categories here for targeting. And one of the most powerful targeting options is the interests. Interests is related to their activities, the pages they have liked, the topics that they follow. So imagine you want to send an ad to somebody that likes pasta and likes wine. You could send them a recipe that highlights how your wine, your red wine or white wine, enhances the flavor of that dish. So you could do that with Facebook ad. you could really target people at that level of interest. Even you could target people that like a specific movie, a music, a book, or a TV show. It's really something that is very, very powerful. And other options that we have here are their activities, their hobbies, where have they traveled to, their fashion or sports that they practice, and also the technology. And this is also very, very important here. The behaviors is in our category of targeting options. You could target people that are that use a mobile device, for example. If you want to target people with iPhones for any specific promotion that you have, you can do it. People that have their anniversary as well, that is close, you could also target them. And here's something interesting. When we come down here, we could target people based on their purchase behavior. So if they are people that are shopping online on Amazon or other platforms, you could target those people that are more likely to purchase or buy your wine. So this is a really powerful tool that not many people know about. And last but not least, the connections. If people have liked your page or are friends of people who like your page, you can also target them. And the remarketing options is something that is very, very unique. Can you imagine showing ads to people that have visited your website, that are part of your email lists, people that look alike? That's another category here. People that look like your best customers, you could do that. There's ways for Facebook to match profiles with the people that are your best customers. So really, the targeting options for digital marketing are so vast and so powerful, and at the low cost that it is, it's really something amazing. Now let's talk about the next benefit, which is reporting. Digital marketing and a lot of the platforms, they have a lot of reporting options, so you can see actually what advertising campaign is having an effect, what message, what photo, what location. It's really, really thorough. So let me show you here. I'm going to share my screen to an advertising campaign that I did for this live video. And I'm going to show you the type of data that we can get here. For example, this particular ad campaign was shown to people 25 from ages 25 to 65 plus, and it was targeted to people located in Texas and California, and it had interests based on wine, winemaking, winery. So I selected those two states, and the interests were all related to wine. And as you can see here, I can see how well or how bad this advertising campaign did, and how much money I spent. For example, I reached on a couple of days 291 people, and I spent $13 on each conversation that was started using Facebook Messenger. And you can also drill down on this information and see how many of them were women, how many of them were men, their age. As you can see here, I hit the jackpot with people 55 plus. So that tells me that I have to then craft my message, polish it, and really talk to the people of that age, because they seem to be more interested in what I was presenting to them, which was this Facebook Live. So you really have a lot of options here when it comes to reporting, and to really find out what is working for you, what's not, so you can make adjustments and have better advertising campaigns. Now, let's see. Okay, let me take this off. Right. I'm going to continue here with the presenting the slideshow. So we talked about the benefits. Now, let's see. Right. Let's see if it moves to the next slideshow. All right. Let's see what strategies we can use to get more wine sales and loyal customers. So this is the process that I suggest. The first step should be to establish your goals and the metrics that you will care for. And we will see in a second what does that mean and how we can do that. Also, the second step would be to define your ideal customer for each goal. So that way you present a targeted message to get better results. And the last step would be to craft your strategy and execute it and measure those results so you can refine it and have even better results with time as you continue learning about your customers. So let's talk about establishing your goals. If we go back to that flywheel that we showed earlier, when you attract, engage, and delight your customers, your goals should be aligned with each of those categories. So you should have one goal for attracting new customers, one goal for engaging those customers that you are attracting, and one goal for delighting your existing or current customers. And that way you can follow this process of creating the strategy, knowing what metrics are the ones that matter the most, and then getting to that goal. So this is a way to simplify everything. Instead of creating digital touch points here and there and investing a lot of time and money in a lot of things that you don't know if it's going to work or not, why don't you align your efforts with these three main categories of attracting, engaging, and delighting your customers, and then your efforts are going to follow that goal and the metrics that you're going to see and analyze to see if it's really working out for you or not. Now, when we talk about defining your ideal customers, I always say you have to know your customers like you know your grapes, and you definitely know your grapes, especially now in the harvest season, right? So these things that are here are just an example, but there's a lot of information, a lot of data that you can get from your customers. The most important ones, of course, are their preferred way of communication, so you can really communicate with them in the channels that they use. Do they prefer Instagram, Facebook, text messaging, email, phone call? Of course, you have to know what are their favorite wines, what are the things that they like or dislikes. The age, birthday of your customers is very important to send them messages and promotions and gifts when that date comes. So you have to know your customers really well in order to define the strategy that is going to talk to the customers and really move them to action. So what's the anatomy of an effective strategy? Well, as we said, think about your ideal customer first, and then provide valuable content. And the third aspect of an effective strategy is video. And you see here that it says video, video, video. If you are not doing video, and if you are not in front of the camera, as I am right now, and trust me, it's not an easy process to get over it, because you think you don't really know what to say in front of the camera. But the idea is to connect with your prospects, with your customers, with your future wine club members. If you only post photos of the bottle, of the label, of the grapes, there's not a real human connection there, because people are not seeing you. When you see someone's face, you make a human connection. That's why when you see a movie that is really sad and it has a really good storyline, you feel like you are there, but you are seeing a human. You are seeing their emotions. You're seeing the way they act, react, communicate. And that's what people really want to see. They want to see who's behind the brand. They want to know the owner, the people that work there. What are they doing? What do they do? How do they work? What is their ethic to make wine? So they want to really be part of the process. And if they see you, if they see your face, if they see you working on the product that they are going to consume later, trust me that you will have a greater impact on every type of advertising that you do. So as there's a stat here that says that Neil Patel, back in 2017, that product videos can increase purchases by 144%. So you increase your chances of getting purchases from a customer through digital marketing if you use video. Now, maybe you can ask, where can I get ideas for content? I mean, what is content? I don't know what to say. I don't know what to put. Well, there's a website called answerthepublic.com, and you can go and visit it. It's a website that you can see what people are asking, what people are Googling. And I'm going to show you here. I'm going to share my screen so you can see this website and what I'm talking about. You can go to this website, answerthepublic.com. You're going to see a bald guy there. It's going to be kind of dancing or moving. I don't know what he's doing. You're going to see it here on the screen in a moment. And if you scroll down a little bit, you'll be able to type in a keyword and see what type of questions people are asking. And if you answer the questions that people are asking, you're going to have a better chance of people engaging with your content. So let's type here wine. Let's do a live example here. I'm going to type wine, and I'm going to click on the yellow or orange button here, get questions. And now it's going to give me a lot of ideas of questions that people are asking in Google. And it's going to also show me the frequency of those questions, or what questions are being asked the most. So it's going to take here a few seconds to load. And you'll see here a chart. It's like a circular chart with all the questions that people are asking. And as you can see here, wine is the term that we search for. And let me see if just in a few seconds we can see what questions people are asking about wine. Mm-hmm. Let me see if the bald guy allows it. Let's just click refresh here, see if it comes out now. So basically, you'll get a chart here with the questions that people are asking in Google, and it's going to show you with a green dot, a very dark green dot, the ones that are being asked the most. And they're questions like, can you freeze wine? Is wine good for your health? What wine goes good with? So those type of questions that you can get when you use this tool. Of course, you need maybe not to be using a lot of tabs like I'm using for it to be. But this is the website you can use, answerthepublic.com, and type in wine, red wine, white wine, what wine goes with what, and you'll see the different type of questions that people are asking there. So let's just give it a second there, and maybe we'll go back later to it. So this is one of the sites that will help you get ideas on what content to create, what questions you can answer for people that are looking for answers about wine. Remember, most of us don't know about wine as the most educated people in wine do. Most of us really like the wine, really like the way you feel when you drink wine, the experience when you share it with your friends and family, and really the most of the people that buy or purchase wine nowadays would love to know more. And if you can help them close that knowledge gap between knowing what they're drinking, you're really going to help and connect with people, and people are going to be more likely to purchase wine from you. So let's talk about now. Let me share the slides here again. Remember, answerthepublic.com is where you can get a lot of ideas for valuable content. So here's an example of a strategy. Let's say that the goal, starting with the end, the goal is to increase tasting room visits. So what metrics on your digital marketing campaign do you want to look at and analyze? Well, you will look at check-ins, people checking in at your winery or at your tasting room. You want to see how many people click the button to get a directions to your tasting room, or how many phone calls you get off that campaign. So that this is an example of one thing, but it really is up to you to decide what goal you want to attack first and what metrics you feel or you think that are most important to you. Obviously, likes and clicks are not a business metric that you can really use to gauge how successful a campaign is. And then here, the strategy that I laid out would be Facebook and Instagram ads targeted to people visiting your area. So let's say I'm in Fredericksburg, Texas, and I want people to come to my tasting room. Then I would create an ad in Facebook and show it also in Instagram to and put a radius of around my winery, let's say 5-10 miles, and target people with a video of me touring the winery and inviting people to come over and telling them what events are going around this weekend, for example, or next month. And I will also do Google and YouTube ads of those same videos when people search for wineries in my area. So if somebody is Googling wineries near me and they're in Texas, or they're Googling wineries in Fredericksburg before they travel there, I can also get in front of those people that are searching for wineries near me. And then I would see how many people take the actions that I am most interested in, that are the metrics that I have seen here. So how can you start today to use digital marketing to sell more wine? Well, I invite you to, you can type in the comments below, or you can write episode 1, and then you'll receive access to a mini course that I have created. So you can actually, that campaign, that example that I showed you earlier, you can test it out on your winery, on your tasting room. You're going to be taken step by step in the next 5 days. Each day is going to have a small paragraph and a small video on how to do it. And it's going to take you step by step into creating a Facebook ad and Instagram ad to show it to people close to your winery, so they can see it on their phone, get directions to your winery, or call you. And you'll see the results in real time when people do that. So I invite you to type below episode 1, and you'll get access to this mini course. The first lesson of the course starts tomorrow, obviously. Also, I'll be sending weekly tips on wine marketing via Facebook Messenger when you type below episode 1. And you can also schedule a free strategy call, if you feel that I might be able to help you with any strategy that you've been thinking. You need your wine club members to show up more, to buy more from you. We can hop on a call. So you can type below episode 1, and I'll send you a Facebook Messenger for you to give you access to that calendar that I have to schedule a free strategy call with me. If you're not on Facebook right now, or if you want to do it later, you can also type on your internet browser on your phone sms.wine, and it will take you there. It will take you to the messaging app on Facebook, and there I'll keep in touch with you and send you all this great stuff. So any questions that you may have, you can type them below, and I'll answer them. Any questions that you think anybody else may be having. Somebody on the Digital Wine Global group, his name was Cameron. I have his comment right here. Cameron asked, let me look at the comment that Cameron had. So Cameron asked about the loyalty. What tips can we provide for loyalty to prevent people from going to new wineries? That they have some tricks to get customers from other wineries. So I pulled up this stat from the Oregon Wine Symposium, and here it says that customers stay in a wine club, and one of the most powerful reasons is because of personalization, because they're able to maybe change the wines that they are getting, or change the shipping date. And also, believe it or not, if people see their name in the way you communicate with them, or if they see a handwritten note, that also has a lot of impact. And the second factor here why customers stay is surprise and delight, it says here. So Jesse, thank you for thanking me about the video. Definitely trying to do my best here to bring you good information and things, actionable things that you can do to sell more wine and get more customers. So people want to be surprised and delighted. So what if you send people a handwritten note, or even better, if you send them a QR code with a video? QR code is easy to make. You can go online and look for a QR code generator. What if you record a video that says, "Hey, Mr. Johnson, thank you very much for being part of our wine club, and I really appreciate you being part of our family. This shipment has this wine that I know that you like, and we look forward to you visiting us. If you have any recommendations of how we can get better." Can you imagine the face on that person? I mean, the face of that wine club member when they scan that QR code and see that video of you talking directly to them. That would be something surprising, and they're going to be delighted. Are you think they're going to leave you if you go to that level of personalization? I don't think so. I think that is worth to try it. If you want to know how to do it, if you need specific tips on how to do it, let me know. I can help you out definitely to create that experience. And then on the right side, you can see that customers leave because of bad experience and lack of flexibility. So it's all about the way you treat people in your wine room, in your tasting room, the way you communicate with them, and the way you approach them. Now, I came up with a couple of tips, additional tips about loyalty. For example, you can pick up the phone and call them after they purchase or after they sign up for the wine club. How much more of an impact can a phone call make than an email? What's the last time that you pick up the phone to thank a customer that signed up for your wine club? Probably the only times that we call somebody is because they are mad because they received their shipment in a date that they didn't expected it, or they are really not happy with the way we are servicing them, and then we have to pick up the phone and call them. But what about calling them and just telling them thank you? I think that's worth to try. It's not going to cost you a lot of money to do that. Also, what if you send special offers on special occasions like their anniversary? If you are really connected with them on social media, you'll see, the things that they are doing, the events that they are attending. You could also send them special offers in tune with those events, special occasions, and also make them part of your winemaking process. Why don't you do a Facebook Live like this when you are in the winemaking process, and just invite your wine club members to be part of that process and explain to them, talk to them, and go step by step on what you're doing, so that way they feel they are part of the products that they are going to consume at a later date. Also, I came across this platform here. It's called the platform is called Loopy Loyalty, and it's amazing because you can create a loyalty card for your wine members and send it to them via email or any other way that you have to communicate with them. And when they install it, they can when they click on that link, they can get a card, just like you get a card on your phone when you buy or purchase a flight ticket, or when you put your credit card on the phone and you pay with it. Imagine that your customers, your wine club members, have a loyalty card on their phone that you can scan when they come and visit you. And this gives you a lot of data. And one of the things that is amazing using this program is that you can actually send them messages that is going to show up on their lock screen. And here's a screenshot. I hope I have the screenshot here. No. If you go to loyalty.sms.wine, you'll receive a free trial. I think it's 15-day trial. So you can check that out. It's super easy to use. Anybody can do it. You don't have to know coding or programming. And this is a program that I stumbled up when researching ways to increase loyalty, right? And use mobile devices to connect with people, because a lot of people prefer things on their mobile device nowadays. So go to loyalty.sms.wine, or just when you type episode 1 below, you'll also receive a link to it right there to check out that program. So thank you very much for being here, attending live, or watching this video afterwards, or listening to this episode of the podcast. And then next week we'll talk about a little bit more about Facebook, how you can use Facebook, those targeting options that we saw, to really get to the customer that you are looking for, your ideal customers. We're going to talk about that. Please type down below any questions that you may have that I may address now or before the next week's program. And remember to type episode 1 to get the mini course that we're going to have on creating your first Facebook ad to get more wine, more tasting room visits. Also, to get this free trial today, you can type episode 1 below, and we'll send you also all these slides for your reference. You'll see an option there to get the slides after this video ends. So thank you very much, and I hope you have a happy harvest, happy rest of the week. Actually, the week is starting today. It's Monday. So happy rest of the summer, if there's a little bit of summer left. And I hope you really get more people into your winery, especially the young people that are missing. They are nowhere to be found, but I'm going to help you get to them. So thank you. And wherever you are, have a great one.